What's going on, guys? It's Deathlock here. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys through about how to complete every single Easter egg known so far for Call of Duty Vanguard, Shi No Numa mode, as well as the Easter eggs that were found in the brand new Warzone map, which goes by the name of Fortune's Keep, as well as anything we've found in Caldera for those Easter eggs as well. So if you do find this video interesting, drop a like, subscribe when you're new, hit the notification bell so I upload. Let's get to this. So the first ones I'm going to be talking to you guys through today are the Shi No Numa Easter eggs for Call of Duty Vanguard. So thanks to a big massive shout to Dexerto, who've actually found us a really interesting step-by-step guide on how to complete every single Easter egg. So basically the first thing to do is I'll show you guys how to complete this. Now, just for reference, if anyone wants to know what the map looks like, I've got a little image of it here. So I've got storage hut in the top left, dig site top middle, comms room in the top right, the main hut itself with the flogger in the middle, doctor's quarters to the southwest, and fishing hut to the southeast. So I'm going to tell you guys how you go about completing the Wunderwaffe, how you complete the main Easter egg quest itself, the music Easter eggs that were found, and the rampaging zombies. So first of all, I'm going to talk about the Wunderwaffe's DG2, which is the super weapon that's returned to Shi No Numa. So all you have to do is go to the fishing hut, which is in the southeast corner of the map. Pick up the weapon barrel, which is situated on a shelf as you walk in on the right. Pick that up, then go to the comm room exterior, which should have an electrical unit, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is in the water. So all you do is place that item in the electrical unit that's on the water, and go inside the comms room, turn on the trap, and then defend it. Once you've survived the onslaught, collect the barrel that you've just placed on the electrical unit, return to the comms room and obtain the charged vacuum tube from the small radio in the behind the perk machine in the left-hand room. Once you've obtained that, go into the next room and you'll find the electrical fuse on a table highlighted by a lamp. After that, make your way to the storage room. Comms room, for those who don't know, is top right. Storage hut or storage rooms in the top left. Once you've done that, go to the storage room, activate the trap that's in there, and after a few seconds it should break down, allowing you to place that fuse you've just obtained and then charge it. Then all you need to do after that is try and kill a few zombies with that electrical trap. Then it should, once it's charged, then you should be able to obtain that and get it back. Then you now need to advance the game until you get to round 15 and lure a Zabala the Deceiver boss to the war room that's in the main hut so that she attacks the coils in there. Once you've charged enough, you'll be allowed to pick up another charged vacuum tube, which should be just to the right of the coil, or the Tesla machine, whatever you like to call it. Take all the parts to the weapon workstation in the storage hut, and you should have a prompt to craft the Wunderwaffe DG2. Now that's the free way to do it. The alternative way to do it is to get it through the mystery box, which costing 950 salvage, I believe. Then this is part of the main Easter egg. So the Shi No Numa zombies Cypher stone. The first Cypher wheel part can be found at the doctor's quarters, and it's in the corner of the room on some boxes. Second part is at the dig site, and it's pretty much directly opposite, or 180 degrees away from the pack-a-punch machine, on a table next to a skull. The final piece is in the dormitory in the main hut, on a table between a bunk bed and a wall weapon. With all three pieces collected, you now need to find the three symbols that is different in every single game, and these are found on little tiny pieces of A5 sized paper. One symbol can be found back at the dig site on the armour and equipment bench, and it should be placed on the back of that table. Another symbol can be found in the comms room on a table next to some radios and a headset. And the third and final one is in the excavation room, again in the main building, on a table with a gas lamp. You'll need to shoot some or melee some books to reveal the full piece of paper. Remember all three of those symbols. Then you now need the Cypher key, and to get that you need to go to the doctor's quarters and use some kind of explosive or similar device. So I would recommend either thermite or a Molotov cocktail or something that is explosive in some way. And you'll need to find a brown piece of paper that's on a desk. You need to throw that explosive or ignite some fire onto that piece of paper, which should reveal all the codes that you will need, all the codes that I think is translated from Chinese, like a very former Chinese. Make a note of whichever character you find on those 5 pieces of paper. You need to find which symbol is allocated to those specific symbols. Make a note of the new 3-digit code, and you need to take this over to the area of the exterior area of the doctor's quarters. Then what you need to do is find a boom schreier, and I think you need at least 3 of these, and you need to make them explode next to the glowing stone pillar in the middle of that area. It should be on a small island in the middle of just outside the doctor's quarters. This reveals the code input device, and you need to decipher the symbols you found using the cipher you found to activate it. If you're correct, it should come up with a red glow. If you're incorrect, it'll just reset and you need to do it again. At this point, if you're playing solos, the zombies will completely ignore you while you do that step. If you're playing with duos, trios, or quads, I'll try and maybe lure away some zombies from the person who's actually inputting the code. All players in the game must then activate the newly glowing statues at the same time to start the ceremony. Now these can be found if you're playing solos, only 1 will light up, duos 2, trios 3, quads 4. Once you start the ceremony, you will notice some blue lasers all in the direction of the center island within the actual area. Using the Wunderwaffe DG2, this will work with only the person who's actually holding and firing the weapon. You must kill as many zombies with a glowing blue aura around them as possible to complete the phase. If you fail, you can try again in the next round. Once you've done this, it should trigger a cutscene and a flashing white. You should see a little flash of white appear, and then it should trigger a cutscene for you to enjoy. Finish the next round and then return to the pillar once again. Once you've done this, then you need to find the trap in the Flogger courtyard, and you'll notice this because it's got there's 2 logs that's constantly turning when you activate the trap, and on both of these they have spikes on nails, if you will, and this costs 750 points to use. You need to get kills with it to fill up a drink fountain nearby. Now you need to be on a certain side for this to work, of the trap for this to work, but you need to make sure it's turning in the direction of the fountain, which should be in the main, on the outside of the main hut. Once you've done enough, you'll be then to be able to drink from the fountain, and you will enter Zombie's Blood State, or weird realm of the existing map. This step requires you to round the map and to find a Relic mirror fragment. It is randomly placed, so you'll have to do your best. When you now need to locate a glowing red orb, walk into it, and it will begin moving. Follow it, and it will eventually take you to the other Relic mirror fragment. So once you've got that one, then the other one can be found if you face there should be somewhere in I believe it's called the War Room, you should be able to find a map. Now this will only work if you're in the drink state, if that makes sense. If you're in the completely normal state, it won't work. In the drink state, go over to the War Room map, and you'll find there's a red cross. Make your way to the location of that red cross, and once you've done that, you should be able to. You may have to shoot the ceiling to have a look for a blue, greeny coloured aura, and you should be able to find the other mirror fragment there. Now, with both fragments in hand, set off towards the dig site and locate the pedestal in the defined digging area to place the relic mirror fragments. You should have 2 of these at this point. Like the ceremony process, all players will need to interact to energize the podium at the same time. If your timing is on point, you will now need to pursue your respective blue orb as it moves through the Shi No Numa map. Now, make sure if you're the solo that's doing this, you should only need to do this once. If you're in like a quad, for example, all the players need to follow their respective orbs that you've activated. Once you've done that, you will notice them rise into the air, then fly in every which direction. And before they return back to the dig site, you need to shoot them 3 times for the next step to be completed. Each time the orb is shot, it will move to another spot. You need to do it after the 3rd shot. They'll all return to the original dig site, and all players will need to simultaneously interact with the platforms again to summon the Echo, and this is the final boss. To defeat Echo, you will need to complete the first phase, which requires you to use the Wunderwaffe DG2 to kill, again, the blue zombies near the central podium at the dig site. This will only work if you're on the same level as to where the broken mirrors have been placed. If you're on like a higher level of the area, it will not work. Once you've done this enough, Echo's shield will fail, and then you can use the Wunderwaffe DG2 to take off a 1/3 of Echo's health. Phase 2 is pretty much identical. Then in Phase 2, I believe you have to kill the Boom Schreier zombies, which should be glowing blue. And then repeat the process again. Make sure you take off another 1/3 of the Echo's health again. Now the 3rd one is probably most trickiest. Once Echo goes immune for the 2nd time, it will then spawn in some other zombies, which I think go by the name of, I'm just going by my notes here, Stormkriegers. And these are the ones that actually have those machine guns. Kill those, and then finish off Echo. You'll be rewarded with a lore cutscene and eventually some extra goodies as well. So, you do need to be, I think it is possible to complete everything by level 21. I think that's current. I think that's maybe the current record, but I'll have to double check on that. If you want to have more in-depth idea of how to complete each step, I will leave a few guides down the description by Mr. Dalek JD, NoahJ456, and Mr. Waffles. All reliable. I would recommend listening to them as well. Now I'm just going to run through the other Easter eggs that we've managed to find for Shi No Numa. If you want to obtain the ray gun, you have to either complete the main Easter egg to obtain the ray gun for free, that's dependent if the game decides to drop it or not, or obtaining it by spinning the mystery box, but this is down to pure luck. It's not really an Easter egg, it's just a little guide on how to obtain it. To activate the 1 instrumental background music, which I'll play in the background of this video right now, all you need to do is go to the comms room and interact with the black telephone underneath a lit desk lamp. Now this is fairly simple. You'll hear like a dialing noise, then you should hear the music start. If you want to listen to that in a bit more depth, I will leave that music linked down the description. Now, Samantha's Sorrows theme music, you need to go to the fishing hut, and you'll notice there's 4 plates hanging up around the building. You have to hit them each 1 time, in any order, doesn't matter which, and then you will see a doll appear somewhere within that room. Interact with it, then go outside and head to a wooden bridge outside the fishing hut, and shoot the Samantha dolls, which should appear on the bridge 1 by 1 that spawn in. So this is a timed part of the mission, so you need to be quick. If you're able to get this right, you should hear a success tone, and then return to where you found the Samantha doll inside the building, and interact, which will spawn a max ammo. Then the Easter egg song will play. Again, if you want to listen to that piece of music, I will leave that down in the description. The Rampage Inducer Easter egg. Now this one you have to do in a specific order. Shoot out the lanterns in the following order, all in the spawn room outside the windows. Now this is the area where you first spawn in at the start of level 1. So you should see windows where the zombies all climb into the room to begin the game, and there should be, if I'm not mistaken, 4 windows. You need to shoot these in the following order. you're looking for the lanterns, which are hanging up outside the windows. You need to shoot them once, then move on to the next one. West window on the left-hand side of the window. Northwest window on the right, so it should be hanging up on the right-hand side of the northwest window. Northwest window on the left. East window on the right. East window on the left. Once you've done all 5, go to the wooden boards on the south side of the room, and you should see a stone tablet. Interact with the stone tablet, and then it should start glowing red, which will activate the rampage, inducing zombies. So, I want to know what everyone's thoughts are of that. Please do let me know in the comments box down below. Bear in mind, the zombies will start running you at high speed and probably could knock you down with one hit. So, I would only do this if you absolutely need it. So, that's my little piece of advice for that. For Fortune's Keep, now I'm going to refer to my notes for this in DK Dynamite's Discord. I am one of his mods, so Easter eggs found in the Warzone map Fortune's Keep. This is one of them. So throw a throwing knife at a dartboard in the big yellow corner building with orange roof in the grid reference D5 in town. So make your way to the yellow corner building with an orange roof in the POI name town, and then on the ground floor you should see a dartboard hanging on a end of a corridor. Throw a throwing knife at that dartboard and a room to the right should open up with some high tier loot in it. All you have to do is just collect that loot. Next one is to light, I believe you have to light 3 candles. I'll have to double check on this because I'm currently away, so I can't, I've got no way of playing Warzone at the moment, but all you have to do is light some candles, then you have to interact at any headstone, which gives you the prompt to pay respects in the graveyard POI, and this will spawn a zombie. Eliminate that zombie, which I believe has got a little bit more health than the regular zombies in Shi No Numa, but once you've eliminated that zombie, it'll either spawn with loads of gold, it'll either spawn with like high tier loot. I have seen it one time where it's actually spawned with a perk, so that's really interesting. Another one is to take the spade from the graveyard POI to the rocks on the beach north of that POI, and then you should see some mounds of sand or mounds of rocks down at that area of the map. If you dig for that through the area of the map, it will spawn you with a small loot. This one I found, from what I've seen so far, seems to be one of the easiest. Grab 2 wine bottles, then send them to the first floor north side of Keep in the dining room of the largest building in the POI. So what you need to do is, I believe if you go to the building west of the massive building at the middle of Keep, you will notice outside there's like those cafe-like tables, if you will, that you can normally see at like little cafes or restaurants if you live in America. Like little circular tables with like a parasol. What you need to do is, you'll just see some empty wine bottles on there. Once you've obtained 2 of those, you need to take them to the first floor, that's one above the ground floor, and then you need to, there should be like 3 bookcases, I believe. On the centre bookcase, you need to lay 2 of those on the shelf, and then that centre bookcase should push back, and then should reveal another room which you can take some loot from. The final one is to spend some money on the fountain winery to get some high tier loot. So if you drop some money into the fountain, and then after about 5 or 10 seconds, it should then pop you out with some high tier loot from there as well. So that's really interesting as well. And finally, what we're going to do is we're going to explain to you how to complete or how to find the Caldera mercenary vaults in Warzone Season 4 and how to find the golden key cards. Now, the mercenary vaults are new locations in the Season 4 Caldera map. So basically what you need to do is, and some of these vaults will only can be accessed using a golden key card. So basically how to find the golden key cards, this is an example of one of the actual vaults, the mercenary vaults that you can find around the map. Before you try and plunder a mercenary vault, you need a key card to open the door. There are 3 ways you can obtain one in Warzone. 1. Looting supply chests. 2. Pick up from an eliminated player who had one in the inventory. 3. Completing contracts. Unfortunately, all methods rely heavily on luck, and there's no way to guarantee you'll stumble across a golden key card. but you can improve the odds by tweaking how you play. So keycards have a higher chance of spawning in supply chests found in high tier loot zones. So dropping into one of these locations will drastically help your chances. Contracts will randomly award keycards upon completion too, so pick up as many as you can. So these can be obtained from you see those little dollar signs against some of the POI's names? That's how you can find where one of these is most likely to spawn. Now that's interesting there, and I don't think we're going to... Okay. Now it's highly unlikely you'll probably get one every single game, but we'll have to wait and see. To make things even easier, they've listed where you can find each one below. Between Lagoon and Airfield, north of Fields, just outside Resort, to the east of Power Plant, below Runway, south of Docks towards Factory, and between Dig Site and Mines. Once you find your way inside the vault, you'll be met with a keypad. Simply interact and the goodies inside will be all yours. So what's inside the mercenary vaults? Before you go through the hassle of opening a vault, you might be wondering if it's worth your while. On top of being a requirement for one of the challenges in the Mercenaries of Fortune event, these bunkers can also help you to victory. Once you head inside, you'll see a boatload of supply chests for you to open, including extra valuable red chests. These will give you the following rewards. Weapons including rare blueprints, kill streaks, cash, ammo and field upgrades. There can be over 10 supply chests in each vault, so it's definitely worth you and your squad trying to access one, as there's more than enough loot to go around. For more Warzone, the battle pass was the best news. Right, I want to know your guys' thoughts of this. Let me know in the comments box down below. I hope my guides have helped you. If they have, smash the thumbs up button. If you're not sharp, smash the subscribe button. Don't forget to see more videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, peace out.